Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Great Plains Association for College Admission Counseling Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm going to go through a few reminders before we get started. First, you can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. I recommend using that throughout the 45 minutes we'll be here, and our panelists will be more than happy to get those questions answered for you. Your camera and your microphone are off, so you can't, the panelists can't see or hear you. So the best and only way to get your questions asked and answered is that Q&A button. And a reminder that all of our sessions, including this one, are being recorded, and the recordings will be available in a few days at strivescan.com/GPACAC. That is strivescan.com/GPACAC. So without any further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and turn it over to our first presenter from Marist College.
Great, thank you so much. So my name is Melina Carice, and I am a Senior Assistant Director of Admission at Marist College. We are located in Poughkeepsie, New York, so hello from the East Coast. We are located directly on the Hudson River, so in my opinion, a very picturesque campus. We are considered a medium-sized institution. We have a little over 5,000 undergraduate students. We also have over 40 different bachelor degree programs that students can pursue as well. We also offer 15 graduate level programs and many 5-year accelerated programs that students can choose to pursue in various subject areas. We have a very geographically diverse student body. We have students representing 47 states and 64 countries. So we are really proud to have representation from all over the world. Our students are seeing a lot of success after they graduate. 98% of our students are employed or attending graduate school within 6 months. And our students are also graduating within 4 years at a very high rate as well. So at Marist, we do have really small class sizes. Our average class size is just 18 to 26 students, and we do cap all of our classes at 35. We have more of a collaborative discussion-based academic model as opposed to a lecture hall style classroom. So for students looking to be in that smaller environment, that is exactly what we offer. We combine that with a lot of high impact and hands-on opportunities for our students. We have many state-of-the-art facilities located on our campus to help aid in those academic endeavors. Our students are also interning at a really high rate. Almost 90% of our students are completing at least one internship during their 4 years, but many students will find opportunities to do more than that. We do have dedicated internship coordinators in all of our academic schools, which are there to assist our students in finding those internship placements. We are in a great location about 90 minutes north of New York City, and we do offer several different residential internship opportunities, of course, in New York, but also down in DC, as well as overseas, London being a popular location for our students. Marist is really known for its study abroad opportunities. Over 50% of our student body does traditionally travel abroad. We have over 70 active destinations globally, and we also have a branch campus in Florence, Italy, which does tend to be our most popular study abroad location for students to pursue. In addition to those traditional semester abroad programs, we offer 2 freshman year abroad programs, which are really a hallmark of our abroad opportunities. We offer our freshman Florence experience at our branch campus in Italy, as well as the freshman Dublin experience through a partnership that we have with the Dublin Business School in Ireland. And as I mentioned, we have our branch campus in Florence, which is our most popular study abroad location. In addition to the freshman Florence experience and traditional study abroad opportunities, we also offer 4-year bachelor degrees for certain programs, as well as a master's degree in museum studies. Marist also has a really vibrant student life. We have over 80 different clubs and organizations for students to choose from. We have everything ranging from professional organizations to sports to community service opportunities for students. So if you are looking for it, we probably have it. We do have an activities fair the first week of classes, so students can really get a full understanding of everything that we have available for them to get involved with. We are also Division I for athletics. We have 23 D1 sports in addition to our club and intramural offerings as well. Marist is also a very residential campus, so if you are coming out to New York, you of course would need to reside on campus, and you would be in good company. 96% of our students do live on campus during their first year, and overall about 80% of our students do live on campus for all 4 years. We have traditional dorm options for freshmen, townhouses for sophomores, and all of our upperclassmen have their own bedroom on campus in either an apartment or a townhouse setting. And then in terms of applying to Marist, we have several different ways that you can apply. We are part of the Common Application, we have our own institutional application, and we are also a member of the coalition. We also have several different decision pools, including 2 different early decision options, as well as early action and regular decision. So students can certainly apply to Marist in whichever pool or deadline is most comfortable to them. In terms of our admission requirements, we have a really holistic approach to the review process. We are looking for 4 years of English, 3 years of science, math, history, as well as 2 levels of a foreign language. Marist is also
Did anybody else lose Milena?
Yeah, she's frozen.
Okay, I didn't know if it was me or her. All right. Not sure what's going on. I'm going to take over the screen share quick. Just ignore what you see on my screen, and I'm gonna stop sharing and allow our next presenter from the University of Tulsa to start. Are you able to share your screen?
Yes.
Yeah, you should be able to take it over. Sorry about that, everyone. Just some technical difficulties.
All right. Hey, y'all. My name is Crystal Lacey. I'm the Director of Recruitment at the University of Tulsa. We are in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So we are in the northeastern corner of the state. We're in green country. This is a popular. Oh,
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. Did you share your screen? Because I still see it's just your picture.
I thought I did. Technical difficulties continue.
There we go.
There we go. Okay.
Perfect.
So this is the Kindle Bell. It is a tradition on our campus for over 70 years that when you are done with your very last final, you go and ring the bell. The superstition is if you're before you graduate, you won't graduate. So as a TU alumna, I definitely waited until it was my turn. Campus is very beautiful. Spring and fall, of course, are my favorite. And so this is this picture is taken right before graduation. To give you an idea about TU, we are a small institution. We have about 3,200 undergraduate students. We have about 1,100 graduate students, counting our law school. About half of our students are from in-state. The rest are from out of state or out of country. So as you can see, we have a diverse profile here at TU. We have a small class size, average is 21 students per class. Student to faculty ratio is 11 to 1. And most of our professors, 96%, have the highest degree in their field. So you're learning from people who are premier in their disciplines. As you can see there, a picture of a cute little doggie. Her name is Goldie. She's our canine ambassador. She just turned 9 this year. And she goes along with us to community service events and, of course, is a staple on game days. We do require freshmen and sophomores to live on campus. After that, it's up to you. We have 6 residence halls. We have 6 apartment complexes, and about 80% of our students live on campus all 4 years. Pictured here is our student union. We have 12 dining options, anything from a pasta to pizza to sushi to salad, it's in there, along with our coffee bar and convenience store. And of course, we have a cafeteria and another coffee bar on campus. We are the smallest Division I football school in the nation with 17 Division I sports. We're the Golden Hurricane. And students don't have to pay to go to sporting events. You scan your ID and walk in. And everything for us is on campus except for golf and rowing. So you'll be able to cheer on your classmates right there on campus. We have over 200 campus organizations. You can start your own organization with 5 different friends. We have Greek life, fraternities and sororities, intramural sports, professional organizations. We add new things every single year. Here are some of our traditions. I mentioned the Kindle Bell homecoming. Of course, we're excited to get that back in person this year. And as you can see, we have a huge bonfire the night before our homecoming game. We want to make sure that you're supported at the University of Tulsa. You will be matched up with a student success coach. You will be matched up with a peer mentor during orientation. We also have alumni mentors, financial coaches to help you with budget, career coaches. So we have you supported through every part of the process while you're coming into TU, while you're there and on your way out. As you can see, our placement rate, 6 months out of school, whether you're working or going to grad school, is 94%. So you have a lot of assistance when helping you figure out what your next step is, whether that's through career services, which does an amazing job. And also our faculty members know who you are. And so they're really instrumental in internships and jobs. A big part of TU is a special opportunity. So there's a special programs application where you can apply to be a part of our leadership programs, study abroad, our honors program. We even have a careers in community medicine where you are receiving early acceptance into medical school. There's just so many things to be involved in. A big thing that we offer, I think that sets TU apart, is opportunity for undergraduate research. And we have students putting their name on research or working with professors as early as their freshman year. Community service is also a big deal on our campus. We do a lot with True Blue Neighbors and our TU community. Everybody gets involved, faculty, staff, and students. And so there's a lot of opportunities for experiential learning. Of course, study abroad right now is a little bit on hold, but and with the pandemic, but we make it really easy to study abroad. Jumpstart TU is a program that we actually have for incoming freshmen. Of course, not this summer, but the summer before last. We took 150 students to Panama and had an 8-day trip of experiential learning before they even started orientation. The city of Tulsa, we're 3 miles east of downtown. The city itself is about 400,000. With all the suburbs around, it's close to 1 million. So there's a lot of places to be active. The picture there is the Gathering Place, which is one of the top parks in the country. And it's actually just a little bit smaller than Central Park. To kind of give you an idea, this is just kind of scratching the surface. Tulsa is kind of known as a mini Austin, Texas. So lots of music, lots of art downtown, and of course we have minor league sports as well. So there's a lot going on in the city of Tulsa. The application for rising seniors this summer will open the beginning of July. We have the common application, we have our own application, we don't have a preference, it's the same information. We have an application fee waiver period from July 1 until November 1st, which is our preferred deadline. Nothing about our process is binding. All of our decisions are regular decision. When you apply for admission, you're automatically reviewed for university scholarship, and all admitted students will receive scholarship if they're admitted. And then we also have need-based funding from the university to partner with you to make TU a viable option. If you have any questions, you can find your admission counselor at www.utulsa.edu. Thank you.
Great, thank you so much. I just want to let everyone know Marist is back. I'm gonna let them finish up their session at the end, but next we will hear from IE University.
Awesome. Hey, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. My name is Micah Tropman. I am here to talk to you about something a little bit more adventurous and a little bit further away, and that's IE located in Spain. I am also an alum from the school. I'm from California, didn't speak any Spanish, it's totally doable, but I'm super excited to talk to you about it. So IE University is quite unique. One, we have 2 campuses in Spain. Our first campus is a rural campus. It's up in the mountains. So if you're like somebody who likes nature, hiking, and medieval towers and castles and all of that, Segovia is a good place. It's only 30 minutes north from the Madrid campus. It was built in 1218, and it's also protected by the United Nations because it's a World UNESCO site. And then our other campus is in the capital of Spain, which is Madrid. We have a new campus that we're opening up called the IE Tower this year in September. It's the 3rd tallest high-rise university in the world and the first and only high-rise university in Europe. Yeah, if you haven't been to Spain before, it's an amazing country. It's the 2nd most visited country in the world. It's known for its warm culture. The people are so friendly, so open-minded. International people in Spain typically speak 3 to 4 languages. It's known for its nightlife, its beaches, and its food. So a little bit more about IE. We are a nonprofit private university. We are the most international and diverse school in Europe. We have over 75% of our students coming from all over the world to study with us. We have over 140 nationalities on campus, over 45 languages spoken on campus, but everything is taught in English. So, IE as a whole, we are a business school at heart. We're known for entrepreneurship. We even have our innovation hub where students can create and graduate with their own companies. IE is also known for its practical teaching methodologies. We have simulation learning, we have AI and other things that are built into the program because we're known for technology and innovation, as well as sustainability and humanities. We are highly ranked. We are the first university in Spain, 7th in Europe, and top 20 in the world. We have a lot of connections with different companies, whether they're startups, small, medium conglomerates, or even international corporations. They come and recruit our students before they graduate. And because of this, 43% of our students have been able to find a job outside of their country of origin or outside of Spain. They go all over the world. 95% of them have a job within 6 months because our degrees are completely globally recognized. We do offer 4-year single degrees and 5-year dual degrees. I would say our most popular degrees obviously would be business, law, international relations, computer science, and artificial intelligence, amongst others. They're all pretty popular. We put a lot of research into making sure that what you're going to be studying is also going to be out there in terms of finding work. So at IE, you are going to go straight into your major. From the very first year, it's a little different than the US, but the idea is to build your own path. So the way that we do that is we implement a lot of professional development to kind of help you figure out what you would like to do. So one way that we do that are with IEU labs. They're on-campus internships with all different kinds of companies. Let's say maybe you're interested in marketing, you kind of want to see what that's like. You can work with the marketing company, or maybe you're interested in social impact like sustainability. And the idea is to build your resume throughout the years. We also offer advanced seminars. So if you want to do something a little bit outside of your major, maybe you want to learn a little bit more about technology, mental health, cryptocurrencies, you can absolutely do that. And then we also offer an honors program. This is going to be offered for our top performing students, where you get to actually network with C-suite or CEOs of different companies, have luncheons, and then possibly lead to internships and jobs. So part of your experience at IE, aside from extracurriculars and professional development, we really do want you to get a globalized mindset, on top of studying with people from all over the world, but we do offer an international exchange, or you can do a paid internship in a different country. We have over 160 partnered universities that you can go to. You can do 1 or 2 semesters away and kind of interchange it, a semester abroad and then a paid internship. It's really up to you. Everybody does something different. But campus life, there's so many things to do in Spain. It's known again for its nightlife. It's a city that never sleeps, a bit like New York. We have over 125 clubs on campus. And then this year alone, we have already over 1,500 events, and those are in person and virtual. So just a small snapshot of just a couple of the clubs that we have. We've got an amazing ski and snowboarding club. They actually compete globally with different universities. Our debate club is also world class. We've won the last few with LWOW. If you haven't heard of LWOW, definitely look into it. But we have a plethora of different things. I will get a little bit further into the application process. I would love to stay in touch. I'm here to help you every step of the way. I've done it. We're on Common App. We're on our website. Of course, we offer financial aid for every single student. Nobody pays international student prices or tuition because everybody's international. 11th grade students can even apply for scholarships. We offer accommodation. But again, thank you so much. Super excited to be connected, and I look forward to keeping in touch.
Great, thank you. And next we will hear from Macquarie University.
Awesome. Thanks so much. Hi, everyone. My name is Leanne, and I am the Regional Director for North America, and I am based in California. Macquarie is a big public school. We have about 40,000 students, and of that, there are 12,000 international students. You get the best of both worlds studying with us in Australia. The big cosmopolitan city experience, as you can see here, with the stunning Sydney Harbour Bridge and the Opera House. And then you're able to head to the beaches. This is Bondi Beach, which is one of two most famous beaches in Sydney, as you can see also behind me. Fun fact for you, if you saw one new beach in Australia every day, it would actually take you 27 years to see them all, which is pretty cool. So between the beaches and the city, you can retreat back to campus, which is an incredibly vibrant Parklands University. Very diverse student population, as I mentioned before as well. I did a Master of International Relations at the institution, and studying with people from literally all over the world makes it so much more impactful. A lot of students ask, how is it different to studying in the United States? And Australian students want a similar experience to you. We want to join as many clubs and associations and sort of make the most of our time at college. This first picture here is the Macquarie, our mascot. The university is named after the 5th Governor of New South Wales, who was Scottish, hence why he's in a quilt. And this is one of our 2 swimming pools on campus. We are able to have an outdoor swimming pool. The weather allows it. If it's below 60 degrees in winter, we'll complain it's too cold. If it's above 90 degrees in summer, we'll complain it's too hot. So we like a very mild temperate climate in Sydney. If you do want to see snow, you can. It's about a 3-hour drive from the city of Sydney into the mountains, where we do have a couple of ski resorts if you're worried you'll miss that. We have over 120 clubs and associations on campus as well, and I recommend students get involved in as many as possible. It's really impactful to sort of join as many communities as you can, and you will absolutely find your people. Even though we are a big public school, you will certainly be able to find your community within that. We are a comprehensive university in terms of our course offerings, and one of the biggest differences between Australian and US education is that our degrees are 3 years in duration, so we don't have general education requirements. You are able to do a double degree if you want to, for example, a Bachelor of Science and a Bachelor of Arts, which would take you 4 years to complete, and some of our professional programs like law, psychology and engineering are 4 years from the start because of the final year honours program. Some of our most popular courses at the university are accounting, international business and business administration, as well as our media and communications. We also have really great criminology, cybersecurity and counterterrorism degrees. We specialise in software and telecommunications engineering. And fun fact for you, we actually invented Wi-Fi, so you're welcome. We also have a really strong earth and environmental science program. So if you're thinking about marine science or climate change, it's a really awesome place to study and a very practical hands-on program. And our flagship program is the Bachelor of Clinical Science, Doctor of Medicine program, which is a 6-year degree out of high school and leads you to being a doctor. And you're able to come back to the States in your final year to do clinical placements here. So you are starting to do that networking for when you return, if you do want to come back to the States to do your residency and become a fully fledged doctor. We certainly do have on-campus accommodation options. Generally, you have your own bedroom and often you have your own bathroom as well. Fun fact is that Australians think it's funny that Americans share bathrooms in college. So that's one nice difference about studying in Australia as well. We do have meal plans, but it is associated with the university provider that you stay at. So do take that in mind as you're looking for your options, but I will certainly help you throughout that entire process. Studying overseas does not have to be that expensive. Our tuition is approximately $24,000 per year. Cost of attendance is about $40,000, and that's including your flights, accommodation, insurance, all that fun stuff. Keep in mind it is a 3-year degree, so you're already saving quite a lot of money before you even start school. Macquarie is one of 200 schools outside of the US where you can use US financial aid. So that's certainly helpful when thinking about how you're going to afford your experience. We do have scholarships. It is merit-based. And once you get an offer to the university, you're able to then apply for scholarships. And you can work while studying. A minimum wage in Australia is about $20 an hour, which can be super helpful. So how to apply to the university? It is free to apply to the university. It is a direct online application. it will only take you about 10-20 minutes. We don't require essays or recommendation letters, as it is a very much an academic-based process. So you'd submit a copy of your passport if you have one. If you don't have one at the time of application, that's okay. You will also submit your transcripts and your test scores, although we are test optional now due to COVID-19. You'll receive an outcome within about 2 weeks of submitting your application, and at that point you can apply for accommodation, financial aid and scholarships. You're then able to accept your place in the program, get overseas healthcare insurance, which covers you for the full duration of your studies in Australia, apply for your visa and come to Australia. And as I mentioned, I'm based in the States, so I'll help you throughout that entire process. Being in the Southern Hemisphere, our dates are a little different. So you can start in the February or the July intake. Most of our US students do start in the July. And then we do have some students commencing in the November anyway. But December, January, February is our summer vacation. And with that, that is all from me. Thanks for joining tonight. And please do let me know if you have any questions, and hopefully we can welcome you to Australia.
Great, thank you so much. And next we'll hear from Texas A&M University.
Okay, howdy everyone. Oh, 1 second, get this to share right. Okay, so bringing it back at the end of the presentation, back to the US. Howdy, welcome back. Kind of been all over the place tonight. This is really cool. My name's Libby. I work with Texas A&M University here in College Station, Texas. Whoop. We will primarily be focusing on main campus in College Station this evening. So with that said, if this will let me go. So we are the first institution of higher education to open in the state of Texas way back in 1876, right? We've been around for a minute. We're one of 2 flagship universities in the state of Texas, us and University of Texas at Austin, UT. Texas is big enough, we can have 2 flagship universities. So being the first, right, we have a couple other things up our sleeve as well. So not only do we have humble beginnings, but we are now the largest university in the country this year, folks. So 71,000 students. Yet we keep around a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, depending on what academics that you're based out of here in College Station. So really, there's a ton of faculty and staff that are on campus to help you do what you need to do, right? Another fun fact that I wanted to put in here, this was something new as of this semester, so still kind of hot off the press, that 1 billion with a B, as you can see, 1 billion in research expenditures that we had for the fiscal year of 2020. We were the first in the state of Texas to have that large of an expenditure. Being an R1 research institution, this is important. And this means that academics, you have the chance to do all kinds of internships and research, even in undergrad. So really, really cool things. Speaking of academics, let's touch on that for a second. So Texas A&M being a large STEM heavy institution, our College of Engineering is by far our largest, loudest, proudest in the college. Maybe not the proudest, but it is by far the biggest. It's about 1/3 of our student body studies one of the 11 different areas of engineering that we have to offer. From there, other areas that are really popular that I see from the Midwest that I kind of work with. I see a lot of business students that are interested, very popular majors there. It's also a small business school, smaller. So those spots fill up quick. I highly recommend, if you're interested in the Mays Business School, do a little research. That way you're prepared when it comes time to apply and you can get that application in early. So from there, like I said, STEM is pretty big. So College of Science is also huge. Standoff programs that we have, meteorology, constantly ranked #1 in the nation, #1, #2. We have a visualization program that is fantastic. We have a lot of folks that are pulled with Pixar and Disney from there. And that's actually out of our College of Architecture. A really, really cool ag and life sciences program. So maybe turf science has never been on your radar, but it's a relatively lucrative thing to get into. So lots and lots of really cool things here. Now, I want to spend just a tiny bit of time while I have you this evening to talk a little about the application process, because it's that time of year, folks. If you're a junior in high school, it's game time, right? Your senior year is just around the corner and applications will be starting. So this is the main question that I get, right? It's A&M is a prestigious R1, D1, you rattle it off, we've got the stats, right? How do I get in? So we are a holistic review university, meaning that everything that you see on this page, we're looking for and then some, right? So it's not just that high school academic record that we're looking at, or the now optional for at least my juniors that are listening, ACT or SAT, right? We want to see your extracurricular activities. We want to see what volunteer hours you were able to create during COVID times, right? We want to see your talents. What got you out of bed this morning? What put you on a Zoom meeting? So we want to know a little more about you and what your aspirations are for the future. Okay, that holistic review. From there, which if you can hear that, that is the train that College Station, the literal station, is known for. So I'm here in Texas. Let's talk application requirements. So first things first, the app, we are either on Apply Texas or the Coalition application. Pick one, tomato, tomato, does not matter. If you are applying to multiple states or multiple schools in the state of Texas, you'll likely use Apply Texas. If not, that's okay. Pick whichever one you're more comfortable with. Everybody will have an SAA, and that's that tell us about yourself style of essay. Our engineering students will have an additional essay that's geared a little more towards that College of Engineering STEM academic major. So just a heads up there. From there, we do have a $75 application fee or fee waiver. Please work with your high school counselor if you think this falls in line with you. And then we require something called a SRAR, self-reported academic record. So this is not your high school transcripts, and we have other workshops outside of this that we really get in the weeds on what is a SRAR and should I send my official ACT or SAT. So please find us later. Last but not least, talking a little bit of the timeline process, right? So first things first, again, juniors, I'm speaking to you. The application will open this August on August 1. Something to point out, the application is for both your application for admission and scholarships. It is one and the same, and it is due, it's a hard deadline by December 1st. Those additional requirements, SRAR, if you remember, we require everything else after the application no later than December 15th. Again, it's a hard date. From there, application, we'll go through the process of getting to you. You will have that admission decision by May 1st. Okay, that is on you. So time's a ticking. Thank you so much. I will put my contact info in the chat. Get going.
All righty, thank you so much. So a little change of plans. Our presenter from Marist is still having some Wi-Fi issues, so they're not going to finish up their presentation, but they are going to partake in the Q&A from their phone. Hopefully everything works out. So with that being said, I'm going to pose a couple questions for our panelists. And at this time, if they can, I would invite them all to turn their cams back on so we can all see them. And we're just going to ask some questions to get to learn a little bit about their school and also just give some general advice for our attendees today. So the first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We will start at the top with Marist College.
Great, thank you so much. I hope everyone can hear me okay. I am so sorry for all of my internet issues. But the biggest advice that I would have for students is, when you are starting to cultivate your list and starting to do your research, really, think broad, obviously academic fit, but also think of the social fit, the location, the size of the school. So when you start to submit your applications, you're applying to, a wide array of colleges that are going to fit your needs in multiple facets. Sometimes people get really hung up on the major, but I think it's really important to note that it's somewhere you'll be living and calling home for several years. And so you should really place a lot of emphasis on some of those other factors as well.
Great, thank you. The University of Tulsa.
I think it's really important to get to know your admission counselor. They know the university, they know the process, and they're here to help you through that. I feel like I can speak for any admission representative to say that we want to help you find your best fit, regardless if it's at our institution. And so please utilize us as a resource when you visit institutions or when you call or when you get emails. Find out who your person is, write down the information, and know that we are the easiest people to get a hold of. So
great. Next, IE University.
say a big piece of advice aside from, reflecting on what kind of classes, subjects, what kind of environment you want to be in, but college is all about exploration, getting outside of your comfort zone. So my recommendation would be to look at universities abroad and apply to at least a couple of them, give yourself some global options, and you never know, you may surprise yourself.
Great. Macquarie University.
I'd probably make her and say there's probably never going to be a time in your life where you're so free to try any different opportunities. So look far and wide. And if the thought of spending your full degree overseas is a bit daunting, that's okay. Make sure you at least do a semester or a summer or a winter. You will never, ever regret it.
Great. And lastly, for this question, Texas A&M University.
Yes, sir. So my thoughts, I don't think Zoom is going anywhere anytime soon, right? So take advantage of some of these online opportunities. Maybe it's not the Zoom meetings, right? Maybe it's not those high school visits online, but maybe it's the virtual college tours. You can come and tour campus and get an idea of what you're getting into before booking the flights and doing the extensive travel, right? Students haven't really been able to do it like you can until this year. So take advantage of it.
Great. Awesome pieces of advice there. Now let's move on to a different type of question, something a little bit more fun. What is your favorite event or tradition on campus? And again, we'll start up at the top with Marist College. Not sure if Melena's muted or having some issues. Oh.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, it's going in and out. We can hear you a little bit.
I'm so sorry. I'll make this
No.
quick. My favorite tradition is something called the Giving Tree, where we adopt about 50 families in the local Hudson Valley area, and we purchase gifts for them. So it's a really wonderful time to welcome those families onto campus and bring our entire student community together. Students, faculty, and staff all get involved, and it's a great way to give back to the local Hudson Valley.
Great. Next, the University of Tulsa.
Gosh, there's so many. And I mentioned too during my presentation, I love the bonfire. I love ringing the Kindle bell. But I think we really love move-in and orientation. And when you pull on our campus, you are going to see a lot of bright and smiling faces. You're going to be moved into your residence hall in 10 minutes flat. And then, we've got all these amazing events. So I would really say the first day of move-in is such a really awesome tradition because it's a very welcoming experience.
Great. IE University.
Oof, there's so many, but I would have to speak on the event Global Village because IE is such an international and diverse community. We have a whole day dedicated to people making food from their countries, music, teaching people different dances. It's literally like being on campus, but it feels like you're traveling all over the world, and it's a blast. It's a party, and it's a lot of fun, and it's one of our most attended events every year.
Awesome. Up next, Macquarie University.
We celebrate Conception Day as a week, which is a week-long music festival on campus, celebrating when the university was signed into being, which is always a lot of fun.
Great. And lastly, Texas A&M University.
So I couldn't help it, guys. My favorite tradition, if you can see Kyle Field behind me, I'm actually on campus. This is never a thing. I'm so excited. Football's bigger in Texas. We already know it. Our stadium behind me fits 103,000 people. To give you some context, I grew up in Missouri, and I know a lot of y'all are familiar with the Kansas City Chiefs. Arrowhead Stadium only fits 76,000. This is 103, and our students stand the entire game. It's bananas.
Awesome. All right. Oop. Sorry, went past this next slide. And now I do have one more quick question. Not so much a question, more just another opportunity to talk about fun things. Can you guys all give us an interesting or fun fact about your school? And one last time, we'll start up at the top with Marist College.
Thank you. So our mascot is the Red Foxes, but for anyone who has visited campus before or comes to visit us in the future, we are more known for all of the groundhogs that we have on campus. So we always like to say that is our unofficial mascot.
Awesome. Up next, the University of Tulsa.
I think it's interesting, and so does everyone else, that we're the Golden Hurricane when we are smack dab in the middle of the United States, and we're actually considered in Tornado Alley. So back when we were trying to figure out a new name, which was like 1920, apparently Golden Tornadoes was taken by another school. So a football team voted on the next best natural disaster. And here we are 100 years later with Golden Hurricane.
Awesome. Up next, IE University.
I don't know if this is the most culturally appropriate, but back in the day when Columbus sailed to the US to discover the US, they actually met on our campus with the king and queen.
Well, that's a fun historical fact. Up next, Macquarie University.
I already shared mine, but it's too good not to say again, because we wouldn't be meeting here otherwise. But Macquarie invented Wi-Fi.
Thank you for that. We really appreciate it. And up last again is Texas A&M University.
We all appreciate the Wi-Fi, Macquarie. So interesting fun fact with travel, it's been so prominent this evening with having schools all over the place. Texas A&M is actually the #1 in the nation prior to COVID for sending students on study abroad trips. So truly, we highly recommend it, right? Learning is done inside and outside of the classroom. So
Awesome. So we heard a lot of fun facts just now, heard a lot of good information. So I want to thank everyone, our panelists, as well as our attendees for joining us tonight. Attendees, if you guys have any questions, we do have about 3 or 4 minutes left. So feel free to take advantage of that and put your questions in the Q&A. If you don't have any questions, again, thank you for joining us. When you leave out of here, there will be a quick 4-question survey that'll appear on your screen. If you wouldn't mind filling that out, we'd really appreciate it. We always look to make improvements on our events. And that survey is how we would do that. So thank you in advance for filling that one out. And another reminder that recordings will be available at strivescan.com/GPACAC. Again, that's strivescan.com/GPACAC. And those recordings will be made available in the next few days. So I will leave the room open for a couple more minutes. And if any questions come in, our panelists are more than welcome to answer those out loud or in the chat, up to them. So I'll give it about another minute or so and see what we get. Thanks, everyone. Alrighty, so it doesn't look like we have any questions coming in, so I'm going to go ahead and end our session a little bit early. One last time, thank you so much to all of our panelists as well as our attendees for taking the time to be here tonight. We really do appreciate it, and enjoy the rest of your night, everyone, and thank you again.